Start broadcast.
Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Daniel Hall, and I'm so happy that you have decided to check out this video because I have a very special treat. You know, when I find folks that really have done something with their life and are on a mission to help other people, um, I'm intrigued, and then I'm essentially doubly intrigued when that person has had a whole host of adversity, a whole host of problems and setbacks in their own life, and yet they've risen up through that and have really made something not only for themselves but in helping other folks as well. And that's one of the reasons why I decided that I wanted to interview one of my longtime customers, Bierman, because when I understood, because I didn't understand until I guess maybe 6 months ago what Allie has gone through and what she has done with sort of the lemons that have presented themselves in her life. And I said, I've got to tell folks about this because we all face problems. We all face obstacles. We all face all these little secret trapdoors in life, and yet there are ways to overcome and ways to not just, and this is one of the things I love, not just survive, okay, but thrive, be even better than you were before, and have a happier, fuller, more abundant, and more loving life. And in the final analysis, that's what I try to always bring to the table. And this opportunity to chat with Allie is no different. So what I want to do here is I'm going to bring on Allie. And Allie, are you there?
I am here, Daniel.
Okay, great. Allie, first off, thanks so much for the interview and for chatting with me about that. There you go. So there you are. I just want to make sure folks can see you. So, Allie, tell folks a little bit about you and what you've done.
Well, I used to be a psychotherapist, and I worked in crisis care. I had very dangerous clients. And back in 1996, one of those very dangerous people cornered and attacked me. And she was 3 times my size. So all I knew was I can't let her kill me. And I survived. And I was medically retired at that point because I had lost my short-term memory. I wasn't able to use my eyes, a whole host of things. And the doctor said it wasn't going to get better. And that's when I got into this whole world of, I decide what's up here, if I'm going to get better or not. So I recovered probably 95% of my functioning, and I say I lost a lot of my intellectual prowess, which it's a little hard when you know what you lost. However, instead of looking at what I lost, I went forward. And then, I guess it was 5 or 6 years ago, my body started going numb. And finally, after a few years, we discovered I had a brain tumor wrapped around my brain stem. And the surgery to remove the tumor because of its location took out some key nerves for functioning. So I woke up unable to speak, unable to swallow, unable to walk. I instantly lost all the strength in the right side of my body. So it was, and the pain was so unreal. I actually wished for a while that I hadn't survived the surgery because I couldn't fathom. I mean, not being able to breathe because you can't swallow what's in your mouth is pretty terrifying. Mm-hmm. But then I thought, you know what, this all happens for a reason, and I'm going to get through it. And I went through the healing so fast that the physical therapist working with me said, you got to write a book because your attitude is what's making you heal so fast and you can help so many people. Mm-hmm. So I thought about it for a while, and then my swallow and speech therapist said the same thing, and another friend who I respect said the same thing. For me, when something happens 3 times, it's a clear message from the universe. I'm supposed to take action. So I did write the book, and I originally titled the book "Thrive, Don't Just Survive Traumatic Injury." But then, as people were reading it, the feedback I was getting, I realized it had nothing to do necessarily with an injury, because you might have to overcome an emotional trauma. Maybe somebody who's going through a divorce and doesn't know where to turn, or there's so many reasons someone can become depressed. So I changed the title back to Thrive, Don't Just Survive. And since then, I've had people, well, the other day, someone in her 80s was telling me she had lost her life partner of 15 years, and she was about to go to the doctor to get antidepressant medication, and she read my book, and it changed her whole world. Another friend, also in her 80s, I have friends of all ages, was having a lot of physical issues, and she read the book, and she did what I suggested in there. The book doesn't just tell my story. It's very practical steps. This is what I did. This is what I do every day, because it's nerve damage. Those nerves have not regenerated. The doctors say they won't. I'm not buying into that paradigm, but I've learned to function. You can hear I'm speaking. I work pretty hard to speak, but you don't know that. I work hard to swallow without choking, but people don't know that unless I'm actually choking. I have to pay attention when I walk to my steps. All these things that people don't know. Sometimes I wonder why I can't quite keep up, but if they read my book, they understand. And then I started getting feedback that, oh, I use the book every day just to make my good life better, because there's practical advice in it. So the other thing that happened, I launched that book in May, was people started saying, I don't read or I can't read. And I realized I need to make an audiobook for that population. So I talked to some technicians about creating an audiobook, and they were really, really expensive for their fees and using their studios. So I had started using your suggestions for how to make an audiobook, and then people were coming into my life who were handling like really big names and getting them on Audible. So I thought, if I want to be able to take an audiobook to the next level, I'm going to need to do a crowdfunding. So I created a crowdfunding campaign. Now I looked at lots of others, and they were basically, well, some that I looked at were a level would be, I'll give you my sincere undying gratitude, or maybe a bookmark or a recording. And I wanted to do more. It's important to me to positively impact lives. So in my crowdfunding, for every level where somebody's donating, it generates a free copy to somebody who wouldn't otherwise get it. And then when I get the contributions beyond what I need to create the audiobook, all of that goes to Gigi's Playhouse in New York City, which is an achievement center for people with Down syndrome. Someone yesterday dubbed me a human potential advocate, and I really love that, because that's what I want to do. I've given donations from my book sales to people in prison, people coming out of prison, to the rehab center that helped me. So everything that I do with my book is to raise both awareness and funds to support people who need the help. And the awareness piece is just as important, because I'm preparing to add a whole lot of funding for the visually impaired, and until I really study what the charities do, I myself didn't have a clue. So there are all these people out there, I call it invisible injuries, what I have is invisible, who really, really could use understanding, they could use support, and they could use a lot of help with their mindset. And that's what people tell me I'm very good at, inspiring and motivating.
Yes, definitely. And so here's what I want. Well, you already know this, but I want everyone else out there to know that I have supported this and wholeheartedly support this crowdfund with money. And that is one of the things that I'm going to invite folks watching to do right now. And I'm going to actually, on top of all of the bonuses and the rewards that you are offering with your crowdfund, I want to add more. I want to give more to folks that will support you and your mission to get this very important book, this book that is quite obviously changing lives, into a really high-end, well-made, quality audiobook. So can you, Allie, can you tell us what the support levels are, and we'll sort of go through that, and then I've got something for everyone else when you kind of get through that. So
Okay.
can you speak to that, Allie?
And there are so many. I need to change screens. What I did was I went out and I found 17 people, including you, who I absolutely admire because of what you've been through, and not just what you've been through, but because you make the choice not just to thrive yourself, but to help other people do it. So the first level incentive for $10, it's called Give One, Get One. And when you donate $10, you get 2 copies of the digital book, Thrive, Don't Just Survive. One is for you, and one is for the gift for someone who otherwise wouldn't be able to get it. You get a personal thank you card from me. I'm an artist. This is a card that I hand paint. It's individual for you. Nobody else in the whole world will have a card like that. There's an audio by transformational leader Gail Vilsu. It's a bilateral recording designed to connect both sides of your brain for more harmony and balance in your life. And there's also 10 tips your doctor will not tell you about breast health. This is from Dr. Rose Thomas. It's not just a sheet of 10 tips, but will also be a live phone call. And all of that in just for simply a donation of $10 actually has a value of $63.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I believe in bringing value, and honestly, I handpicked all these people because I know every one of you gives high value. In the $30 level too, and this includes everything I just said, so it also includes the audio book that will be produced, a print copy of the Thrive, Don't Just Survive, 3 months of weekly videos that I call Wednesday tips for daily living. There are practical things like use this font and you'll use less ink, things like that. Mm-hmm. And also your financial health, a special report by Pauline, who's a financial advisor. All of that has a value of $85, but your investment in yourself is only $30. Now, level 3, the Ambassador Circle, includes everything from level 1 and 2. And you also get your name and organization featured on the Thrive Ambassadors webpage on my website. And my website is thrive.don'tjustsurvive.com. Also, the expert interviews with 12 Thrive experts, and I'm so very honored that Daniel is one of those 12 experts. And also, the original hardcover limited edition, I only had a certain amount printed, so it'd be very, very special. That's included. A handmade scarf by the people who run the Teaching Hands ministry. They are all about supporting people in all kinds of situations. And also, how to find the perfect job. It's a checklist and also a live call with Pamela Thompson, who's a master recruiter. She's worked with Disney, with Lucasfilm, with all these really big names. So I went out to find the people who aren't just doing things in their own backyard, which is very important also, but who really, really make a difference in the world. And the next level includes everything from the first 3. And in addition, it is what you don't know, how your brain and mind keep you stuck. The audiobook. Now, my book of that title was on the bestsellers list in the Kindle version for 16 months. So that's changed and impacted thousands of lives. Also, a comprehensive self-assessment of your health, because everything that runs you is emotional patterns that are completely out of your awareness. I'm a specialized kinesiologist. I know how to get to those programs because you'll never do it by talking and using the conscious mind. And then Life by Heart, which is an award-winning book by best-selling author El Febo, who is also one of the people in the Thrive interview series. And then 3 Steps to Coping with Negative and Frustrating Life Situations, which is a video by Melody Wilson. She's an author, she's a radio host, she's a minister. She's another one of the Thrive experts in that series. Why you feel the way you do, and also 7 secrets the nutrition industry does not want you to know. Those are 2 special reports by William Sickert, who has both a law degree and he's a certified nutrition counselor. And you see him a lot around the internet. He knows about wellness, nutrition, what's good for you and what's bogus. And then also in that same level, Med-Free Bipolar mini-series, book 1, the top 5 daily supplements. This is by award-winning best-selling author Aspen Morrow. And I have a copy of her full-on book because it's not just for people with bipolar. It's for how to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically. So those are all the things in level 4. And then the ultimate level 5 includes...
I'm sorry, in level 4, what's the price point?
I'm sorry, yes. It's $250 with a value of $708.
Okay. And then there was one, the one before that, I think it was $100, which I think is what I contributed.
Yes. Yes, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, it was $100. That value is $257.
Okay, and then what's the final level?
The final level is $500. This is a Thrive Gold sponsor, and the value is actually, it's wrong. When I'm looking on the site, it's wrong. It was over $2,000. And I'll have to fix, I don't know, I put the wrong number. Anyway, it includes everything you've heard so far, plus the, I made a mistake.
That's okay.
Here's the platinum sponsor. I put in twice the gold level. I will fix that when we finish talking. There it is. The platinum level is the $500 level, and it does have a value that's over $2,000, which is stated clearly here. That includes 5 signed copies of the Thrive Don't Survive book, a complimentary ticket to the Write and Paint by Heart workshop that El Febo and I will be putting on together. Also, an original subliminal painting. I do subliminal paintings, so when they're hanging on your wall and they look like art, you're getting messages, and they might be about love, or they might be about confidence, or it might be calm. And I donate paintings like this whenever I find a cause that's having an auction, because it's important to me to support things I believe in. So that's something that will be included in there, obviously a one-of-a-kind. A weekend working with me one-on-one to not just identify the programs, as I mentioned earlier, but to actually remove them. These are the programs that cause your physical, your emotional, your spiritual challenges. And that alone is worth $800. Mm-hmm. And that's just part of this enormous package. And then an interview with me to be published on Jennings Wire PR, which is a site with a lot of traffic. When you have your name up on that site, it's going to increase your visibility. So those are the different levels. And you can see that I made sure there's a lot of value in there. When you go to the site, if you watch the video, you'll get another piece of it. And you can also read more detail about me, my project.
Well, excellent. So here's the thing, and I told you I was going to do something, and I want everyone in my community to support this this project, this crowdfund. So I'm going to make it worth your time, and at every level, I'm going to add something for everyone. So I just wanted to say, number one, that for folks that are investing at the 10, I think it's the 30 or the 25, and
10 to 30.
Okay, and then is it well, basically all the levels up through $100. I'm going to be giving everyone my Effective Time Savers video series, which is essentially all my time hacks to increase my productivity. Because if you know me very well, you know that I'm a stop and smell the roses kind of guy, and I'm prone to dawdling. And these are basically my hacks that I basically put into place to essentially make myself productive even when I don't want to be productive, even when I just want to, stop and smell the roses, so to speak. So everyone that invests up to that level gets those videos, and there's some pretty cool stuff in there, some pretty cool resources and things that I don't regularly share. So I want folks to get that. The other thing that I wanted to do at the starting at the $100 level is I am going to give you my my Kindle training. So if you need Kindle training, or if you want to put out a Kindle book, we're going to make that available for folks at the $100 level. And that, by the way, is a $100 value in and of itself. Okay, so you're going to get that. Now, the other thing that I want to do, because I want folks to really truly do the higher levels, if you can, is I'm going to do something I've never done before. Okay, for you, Allie, and that's how much I believe in this Thrive project. Is folks that will contribute at the $250 level, I'm going to give 1 hour of my consulting time to everyone that does that. And by the way, I don't sell my consulting time, and when I do, it's at least $500 an hour to get that. And then for those folks that invest at the $500 level, I'm going to give you three hours of consulting with me. So that basically that's enough for you and I to essentially get you up and going. And by the way, you don't have to use all the hours at the same time. You could use them over time, and I will contribute that. And then at each of the levels. So at the $500 level, you get everything below except for the hour. So and so total of 3 hours plus the Kindle training plus the Effective Time Savers videos. And at the $250 level, I'm going to contribute 1 hour of my time plus the Effective Time Savers and the Kindle training. So in other words, what I'm trying to communicate here is that I really, really want folks to contribute at some level, whatever you can, but I'm going to make it worth your time if you pony up some nice nice contributions here. So that's as I said, I've never done that before, and probably will never do it again. But I just really want to motivate you to go ahead and do this. And by the way, the link to do this is going to probably be somewhere right below where you're watching this video right now. We'll make sure we'll get that in there. And let me tell you how to redeem my bonuses. When you get your receipt from Allie, because what you're going to do is you're going to go over to Allie's crowdfund. You're going to invest in that, and then you're going to essentially make the contribution, and then go to my site at greatproductsupport.com. Greatproductsupport.com. I'll also put that link in the notes below, and just copy and paste your receipt into a ticket, and we will know, what at what level and what you're supposed to get. Okay. So with that, Allie, I'm just going to I want to just bring you on to kind of close out for today, and I want to thank you for, number one, your service, and you're so inspirational to come back from all of that, and essentially. You're a dynamo, and I was like, wow, what would happen? What would have happened with Allie had this not happened? Well, we don't know, actually, do we? Maybe you would have just continued on the course as a psychotherapist, right? And not be able to create all this value and all these solutions for people that need it, and desperately need it at that. So, Allie, back over to you for concluding remarks. I really appreciate you being here.
I'm so grateful to know you, Daniel. As I've said before, I'm on so many of your webinars. Sometimes I think I should just give you my credit card and buy everything. I truly honor who you are and who you represent. And one thing I failed to mention earlier, through all of what you imagine could be periods of hopelessness and great despair when I was struggling with my voice and with swallowing, and I still do if I don't pay attention, I discovered true happiness. There I was, not able to swallow without choking, having a real struggle, not knowing if my voice would come out when I opened my mouth, and I was high. It was literally high. This happiness doesn't have anything to do with your circumstances, doesn't have anything to do with physical limitations. It's how you interpret your world and the steps you take to live full out.
Well, that's so true. That is so true. Well, thank you so much, Allie, and I'm going to again encourage everyone to go to that link, contribute to Allie's crowdfund, and let's get this book into audiobook format so we could disseminate it and help even more people that really, truly, desperately need it. And I'm going to send you there right now at that link right below this video. And with that, thanks once again, Allie, and thanks to all of you for watching. Have a wonderful, blessed day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.